Namaste. Welcome to Zoom Yoga number 27. If you'd like to lie down in Shavasana, and I'll read out The Guest House by Rumi. So you know the style by now. Down on your back, floppy feet, palms facing upwards, slightly away from the torso. Release your lower back. You compress in your natural curve, your lordosis, flat onto the ground. Check that your chin is not painting the ceiling. You don't want an arch in the neck. And just allow the body to breathe naturally. Shavasana, the mind-body relaxer, where you let go of the old to make space for the new. Just take a couple sighs before we start. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Remember, sighing is said to be the quickest way to initiate the relaxation response. In through the nose and sigh everything out. As you soften and surrender your body weight onto the ground. Okay, The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival. A joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all. Even if they're a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So lying in Shavasana. Start to take conscious control of the breathing. So allowing, as you inhale, the three-part yogic breath, allow the abdomen to inflate. As the lungs fill up, the rib cage expands. And the final puff of air up into the clavicle area. Slow, smooth, and relaxed. So the diaphragm is pushing down, causing a distension. The abdominal organs cause a distension. The air then moves into the mid part of the lungs, expanding the rib cage. And then filling up the top of the lungs at the clavicle area. You wait for your natural pause. The seed of meditation. And then slowly exhale. And remember, the classical definition of meditation is continued concentration. So it doesn't really matter what you're doing. As long as you're fully focused on it, then you can say you're meditating. So to start to clean these lungs, clean the blood, purify the lungs, oxygenate the blood, calm the nervous system, just by breathing in and out, lying flat, healing for the heart. And let the breath calm you down. Remember, 70% of metabolic waste is released through the lungs. 70%. So just by lying flat and breathing and smiling, you're cleansing the body from a cellular level upwards. And if you're interested in the other 30%, it's urine, feces, and sweat. Now I want you to introduce Mula Bandha, the anal lock. So as we inhale, you're tightening the sphincter, you're tightening the anus muscle, but at the same time, you're trying to still allow the abdominal muscles to be relaxed, so the stomach will inflate. The tendency is the minute you tighten, put on Mula Bandha, and you'll tighten the abdominal muscles. Try to keep them free. So as you inhale, contract your sphincter, still allowing the abdomen to inflate, the rib cage to expand, and the air to get to the top of the lungs. Wait for your natural pause, and then you release the lock. Soften and surrender your body weight onto the ground. So it's very gentle, it's very subtle. Wait for your pause and release the lock. And surrender your body weight onto the ground. This is where you let go of the old to make space for the new. So we're squeezing and releasing all the lower structures, all the plumbing structures, the sexual structures. Like an internal massage. Now we introduce the stomach retraction. So apply the anal lock as you inhale. After your natural pause, release the lock. And as you exhale, gently pull the abdomen back towards the spine. Nothing forceful. You can feel what happens to the abdominal muscles. You can feel what happens to the intercostals. And relax. So inhale with the Mula Bandha, the anal lock, just a gentle contraction of the sphincter. Everything else is relaxed, remember, your face is relaxed, your shoulders, your arms, your legs. Every other part of the body is totally relaxed. Exhale, relax. Gently pull the stomach muscles back towards the spine. You can feel what's happening. If you need to take a few comfort breaths without the lock and stomach retraction, then please do, because it's a reasonably strong movement. If you're not used to using the muscles in these ways, this way. A few more of these in your own time. Now, if you wish, after you pull the stomach back towards the spine, you can pull it up behind the rib cage. This is slightly stronger again, Uddiyana Bandha. So we inhale, apply the lock, Mula Bandha, inflate the abdomen, expand the rib cage, fill up the lungs, get that wonderful nutrition. Wait for your natural pause. Release the lock. Exhale. Gently pull the abdomen back towards the spine. And when it's there, gently pull it up behind the ribcage. You can feel exactly what's happening to the structures. It's never about the explanation, it's always about the experience. If you feel the muscles are getting tired, then you stop, have a few simple breaths, and reapply the locks. It's important to keep every other part of the body relaxed. The tendency is as you apply these locks, you tighten other parts of the body. Try not to. So this is a wonderful exercise for boosting energy within the body. You're using minimal energy lying flat, even for the heart. The heart is at the same level as the rest of the body. Cleansing the lungs, oxygenating the blood, calming the nervous system. So 3 more of these in your own time. Inner lock, stomach retraction, Uddiyana Bandha. When you're finished, relax all efforts and let the body breathe naturally. And if your mind is still wandering, the most simplest mantra, let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. And smile. The universal language of love, a smile. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. Now take your hands palms down at the side of the body. Take your legs parallel. And just the toes, we're going to inhale as you pull the toes towards you. Wait for your natural pause, as always. Exhale, scrunch up the toes. Just the toes. It's not an ankle bend, just the toes. So we inhale as we pull the toes towards you. Exhale, squeeze the toes. So no bandhas, but still the full yogic breath. Inhale, pull the toes. Exhale, squeeze. And smile. Always smile. Remember, the body cannot distinguish between a genuine and disingenuous smile. It will still release serotonin. What I love about yoga, it has such a toolbox of tricks that can help you through the most challenging times of the day. And they keep coming, the challenges keep coming, but it's never the action, it's always the reaction. Now we can bend the ankles. So the next inhalation, pull the feet towards you. As you inhale, And your lovely stretch of the calves, contraction of the thighs and gluteals. Exhale, push the toes away. And you can feel what's happening. Nice and slow. Inhale, bend the ankles towards you. Waiting for your natural pause. And exhale, push the toes away. People often ask, which part of the body is this helping? Well, with awareness, you can figure it out on your own. A couple more. Nice and slow. So you're using minimal energy for this, for maximum benefit. Now we're going to circle the ankles. So we're going to go both feet at the same time. We're going to go clockwise. So we point the toes towards 12 o'clock, and then we come around. Inhale as we come down to 6. Exhale as you point the toes up to 12. So we're circling in a clockwise direction. Inhale as they come towards you. Exhale as they point away. Nice and easy. And remember, the movement is always in line with the breath, never the other way around. Nice and slow. And then change direction, anti-clockwise. Inhale as the toes come towards you. Exhale as you point. Slow, smooth, and deep breaths. Check that your shoulders are relaxed. Check that your arms are relaxed. Check that the only muscles being contracted are the ones that are involved in the movement. Now we're going to take the toes towards each other, so we're going to circle the ankles. The ankles go in the opposite direction. Again, exhale as you point. Inhale as you pull back. Nice and slow. And whichever direction you went in, change direction. Circling the ankles in opposite directions. Now relax all efforts, keeping the arms parallel down the side of the body, palms down. Keeping the legs parallel with the toes pointing up. And you can feel the muscles at the top of the thighs, the hip area. How they're keeping the toes pointing out, as opposed to in Shavasana when the toes are floppy out at the side. So we're going to raise the right leg in thirds. Raise it in thirds and lower it in thirds. We've done this plenty of times. So we inhale, raise the right leg up a third. Exhale, keep it raised. Inhale, another third. Inhale, the final third. It doesn't matter how far you get the leg up, but keep it straight. And then lower in thirds. And the performance will always reflect on the effort of the previous day. My legs are shaking a little because I went for a very long swim last night, and they're obviously still a little bit tired. Change leg. We're just going to alternate legs. Inhale, a third. Again, just adjust your thirds accordingly to fit in with how high you can raise your leg. Nice and slow. Again, check it. Everything else is relaxed. Your shoulders, your arms, your neck, your face. Just immerse yourself in the practice. Meditation, continued concentration. When you're finished with the left leg, relax all efforts. And just breathe slowly and deeply. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. Take your feet and place them beside your seat. This will flatten the lower back. And just continue to breathe slowly and deeply. Hands down the side of the body, palms facing down. Check that your face is relaxed. Check that your forehead is like a piece of velvet. Check that your eyes are relaxed. Your eyelids, your cheekbones, your nose, your ears, your jaw, your gums, your teeth, your tongue, your throat, the back of the neck. Now take your hands and place them on your thighs. And all we're going to do is we're going to inhale as we slide the hands up the thighs to wherever's comfortable. Hold for your natural pause and then release. So you're protecting your lower back by having the knees bent. So we inhale as we just slide the hands up the thighs to wherever. We don't necessarily have to get way up above the knees. Hold. And exhale and lower down. This is all we're looking for. The contraction of the muscles doesn't increase by lifting any higher. If you want a comfort breath in between each movement, please do. One more. And then we just raise our arms behind our head, flat on the ground behind, if they will go flat. And we're just going to inhale and stretch through the arms. And release. Again, it doesn't matter if you straighten the arms. Just inhale and stretch through those arms. And release. Really elongate that torso. Waiting for your natural pause. So you can continue doing that, or if you wish to raise the seat, inhale as you raise the seat up. We're not lifting the legs today. I'm checking my microphone. So inhale, stretch through the arms. Contract the gluteals and the thighs and soften. If you feel that's strong enough for you, that's fine. But if you think you want a stronger stretch, then you just move the ankles closer to the seat. Let me come further down the mat so you can see. So the feet are parallel. You're in the bridge, you're inhaling, stretching through the arms and relaxing. Moving the ankles closer, which will give a stronger stretch on the thighs, as you can feel. So we're not lifting the legs. We're going for a stretch in the thigh today. If you think you can get a little bit more, move the heels a bit closer again. And you can feel what's happening to the thighs and the gluteals, and you get a lovely stretch, elongating the torso, lifting the shoulders. To come out, on an exhalation, you're trying to synchronize the hands touching the floor at the same time as the bottom. And depending on how far you've moved your heels in, you may struggle to get the bottom on the ground, so readjust your ankles. And we're just going to rock and roll. Not the type of rock and roll that you're thinking, but we're going to clasp the knees. We're just going to roll up and down. Rock up and down, sorry. So we're massaging the spine. Be careful if you're on a hard surface. Make sure you've got enough support, comfort under your spine, and just vertebra by vertebra. Rocking back and forth. Keep your chin tucked in. Reduces the risk of banging your head. And then roll from side to side. Again, you can do this very slowly. And you can do it a bit quicker, and you can use the elbows as a buffer to push yourself back up from side to side, if you wish. Just a lovely massage on the spine and the back. Push your ankles on the ground. Take your hands and place them behind your head. We're going to do window wipers. So put the feet in a comfortable position, parallel. And you can try this out a couple of times, see if it's better to have them closer together or wider apart. And we're going to drop the knees to the right and turn the head to the left. So we're just rolling onto the outside of the feet as we drop the knees to the right and we turn to the left. And we start to breathe. And just relax into it. If you don't feel you're not getting that good enough stretch, then you come up and you either put the feet narrower or wider. Play about until you feel I'm getting a strong stretch down the outside of my left thigh. So I know something's happening there. You're trying to get your elbows close to the ground, as close as you can, obviously. But remember, the breath will do the work as you lie in this position. Remember, as I say the same things every week, 6 seconds for the structures to start to release and help you. And smile, the universal language of love. In the present time, it's important to smile. Even if it's hidden, people will feel the energy of the smile. In the next inhalation, we come up. Feet parallel. We're going to drop the knees down to the left and look to the right. Ooh, that's a very strong stretch outside of my right thigh, but it will be different for everyone. Window wipers. Something in my lower back just went click, but that's okay because you're doing it with awareness and with the breath and with slow movements. And that's less likely to do any damage. With each exhalation, soften and surrender. Let go of the old to make space for the new. And the secret is you let go of old tensions, but you try not to put in new tensions. You try to get some spaces between the thoughts. And then you've got freedom. Then you've got choice. Regardless of what else is happening around you. The next inhalation, lift up the knees, head to neutral. And we're going to do universal spinal twist. So we stretch out the left leg, keep the right one bent. We stretch out the right arm, palm down. And we're going to take the right knee and roll over to the left. So roll the right knee over to the left, place your left hand on the leg, and you look to the right. Universal spinal twist. Again, it doesn't matter how far you get. My hips are reasonably tight. If I were to do this for the next month, the knee would probably end up on the floor, but for the moment it isn't there. So it doesn't matter. It matters that you're doing it, you're moving, you're breathing, and you're enjoying it. Universal spinal twist. Looking to the right, and the right knee bent over to the left. Your shoulder may be on the ground, your right shoulder may be flat, it may not. Get that breath in.
As always, you could stay here for 20 minutes because you're still cleansing the body, you're still calming the nervous system, building up prana. However, on this occasion, on your next inhalation, roll out of the posture. Stretch out the right, bend the left. That would be leg. Stretch out your left arm, palm down. And we're going to take the left leg and roll over to the right. First, you look towards your stretched out arm. There we go. Remember, at any time, you can pause the video, rewind, have a look, take a break, and just settle into the posture. Some books advise that you do the same posture for 30 consecutive days. Then you will know the posture inside out. And you will know your reaction and your awareness of how you respond over 1 month. Breathe slowly and deeply. Let peace begin with me. Let me begin with peace. Try not to drop the chin into the sternum. Keep the chin at right angles to the neck, which means you're getting a twist in the neck as opposed to a bend. Two more breaths. Release your right hand. Roll back into neutral position. Bend both legs. Clasp at the knees. And we're going to roll from side to side. Just massage that back again. I like to do it slowly. I've seen in classes people thrashing back and forth. That's not for me. But you can try it if you wish. And as I said before, the elbows act as a buffer. So as you go right over, you've got your elbow and you can use that to push yourself back up. But I prefer slow, gentle. Side to side. And then we're going to change to rocking, forward and back, keeping the chin tucked in. So of course you can do this as long as you wish, but what we're looking for is, we're going to get the momentum to gently come forward and sit up. So you decide when this is, next couple, 2, 3, 4. And come forward and you're up. So we're just going to check. Right, we're just going to sit tall. We're going to do animal relaxation next, but before we do, we're just going to sit tall. And for many people, this is an effort in itself. So it's easy to sit like this with the slump back. And when you sit tall, thigh muscles contract. It's a big strain in the lower back because people are not used to it. So we're just going to sit tall. How simple is that? Relax the shoulders, smile, and just start to take a breath up the spine. So as you inhale, imagine the breath coming from the tailbone. As you inhale, you're elongating the spine. As you follow the breath up, vertebra by vertebra. Wait for your pause, and then soften and smile. So you're visualizing that breath passing through every vertebra, softening and releasing, nourishing the nervous system. And at the very top, you exhale and relax the neck, shoulders, and face. Use your mind to see the breath passing up from the tailbone. Exhale and relax. 3 more breaths. Now my thigh muscles are actually shaking a little. It was a rough swell last night in the sea, so I'm still tired from that. And that's okay. But that's when you stop. Because when they start to shake, it means the secondary muscles are starting to take on board the job of the primary muscles. And then that's when you pull them. So we're going to do animal relaxation. So we're going to take our left leg, bend it around the side. And then we take our toes and we just place them next to the knee. And what we'll do is we're going to bend over this right thigh and flatten our torso onto the thigh. Now, before you begin, when you do that, if for some people that will be too easy. So when you flatten down, if it's too easy and you don't feel anything's happening, you're not getting a stretch, then you come back up. You take your foot forward a little, and instead of going over the thigh, you bend over the lower leg. So you're twisting the torso, and then you get a much stronger stretch. But we'll continue with this easy one first. Some people start with the arms stretched up. For me, that's too much for the lower back. So we're just going to walk out with our fingers over this right thigh. Animal relaxation. So walk to a point that's comfortable. And then you just start to breathe. You're trying to keep your fingers, if I move back, you're trying to keep your fingers in line. So you're getting an equal stretch through the torso. I need to go right back for you to see. Okay. So there we go. And then we're just coming down. And you just relax into it and start to breathe. So you're getting a strong pull through the gluteals. And you're trying to imagine the breath coming in between the shoulder blades. You're walking out the fingers in each exhalation. Animal relaxation. Take your time. And as I say, try to keep the fingers in line as you walk out, or stretch out with your fingers. Just stretching the back muscles in a balanced fashion. course, you can drop the head completely. I'm not doing it because of the microphone. And as I keep saying, you can stay in this position for 15, 20 minutes. It's not the number of postures, it's where you get to with your mind in the posture. To come out, you just palm your way out of the posture, keeping the chin down. And take a few seconds to become aware of what's happened. So you release the left leg, release the right. And what I like to do is just to protect the knees, is do a couple bends. And there's a snap, crackle, pop there, just to realign the structures in the knees. So now we take the right, bend it around. We take the left foot, place it beside the knee. So we do the same again. So if you found that too easy, then what you need to do is take your foot out a little bit. And instead of going over the thigh, you're bending over the lower leg. So you'll get a completely different stretch. I can't really go anywhere in this position, but many can. Okay. So just walk out. Get into a comfortable position and start to breathe. Move back. And of course, you'll notice that the sides are completely different. So you're trying to visualize that the breath is coming in between the shoulder blades and stretching those muscles in the back. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Immersing myself in this present moment. I know it's a beautiful moment. Three more breaths. But of course, you can pause the video and stay in here for as many breaths as you wish. And slowly come out. As I say, the other option is to lift the arms up straight as you come out, but I find that's too strong in the lower back. Release the right leg. Release the left. And just realign the knees. And then come up on our knees. Camel. I'm going to do the camel. Or the half camel. We're just up on the knees. Relax all efforts. Pardon me. Just take a few slow, simple breaths. In fact, mental alternate nostril. So in left nostril, out right. In right nostril, out left. And tuck our toes under. You can do this without the toes tucked under, but for the first time, we'll raise the heels, which makes it closer. And just check it. You can touch with the right hand, the right heel. Should be easy enough. Left hand with the left heel. So you're always looking, you can, in fact, you can take the toes out, leave them flat and check and see completely different with the toes not tucked under. But we'll start with the toes tucked under. And we're going to take our right hand and touch our right heel. It's the most basic form of this camel. So we inhale as we stretch out the arms. And then exhale as we just go around, right hand to right heel. And this is the position. And just breathe as we inhale, as we stretch up. And relax. And relax. If anyone has severe lower back problems, then you don't do this one. Sorry, I should have mentioned that before the posture, not during. And to come out, you contract the thighs and gluteals before you come out, and that gives you the strength to lift up. And exhale down. It may not seem important when the toes are tucked under and the heels are so high, but once you start to go to the opposite ankle with the toes out, then it's completely different. So keeping the toes under. Inhale. Stretch from the shoulders to the elbows to the wrists to the fingers, and relax. Again, inhale, stretch out, and relax. Inhale, stretch out, and then left hand around the left heel. Stretching up with the right hand. As many breaths as you wish. As I say, but when you're ready to come out, contract the thighs, contract the gluteals, and that gives you your base. So remember, it doesn't matter when the toes are under because the heels are high, but when they're not, or when you're away back doing the full camel, which is obviously this, then you need this contraction, this structure to lift you out. It's never getting into a posture. That's usually easy. It's keeping your class as you come out of the posture. As with life, you must always keep your class. Okay, so we'll just do the, if you find that comfortable enough and it was no bother, then we'll release the toes and you can contrast with the lower ankles. So inhale and relax. Stretch to the fingertips and relax. Inhale, stretch, 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 and then we'll come round with the right and lean back, and it's completely different with the toes out. Inhale, stretch up. Now you'll find it completely different coming out of this. So you need the contraction. You get the power to lift up and come out. And then to the left side in your own time. Shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingers. So you're not passive, you're not just breathing in and being passive. And that's what you take back. Left hand to left heel. You're always looking for the heel, obviously. As long as it's your own heel, that's okay. Then before you come out, contract thighs, gluteals, and that gives you the strength to stay in this position so your lower back isn't damaged. And then we'll stand up. So without looking down, try and feel that your feet are parallel. Imagine someone has a thread at the center of your scalp and they're gently pulling you upwards. So you see some people standing in the supermarket or waiting, they're slumped, or the gate's off to one side. But if someone's gently pulling you up with a thread at the center of your head, what happens is gently straighten up. There's a slight contraction of the gluteals. There's a slight pulling in of the abdominal area, and the shoulders open up. But if I asked you to do these three things, you would tighten the gluteals, pull in the stomach, open the shoulders, and you'd struggle to breathe. But if you slump again, and just come up naturally, like you're a puppet and someone is pulling you up, all of these things happen, but in a more subtle manner. And it feels so comfortable just to stand tall and smile and count your blessings. And the first person that comes into your mind, send them some love. Doesn't matter who it is. It could be someone you don't even like. It could be someone that you had a disagreement with a few hours ago. Send them love. Then you're free. Because that's a vibration you're putting through yourself first, before it goes out to them. So you're getting a drop of it too. Right, we're going to do the ha breath, which is again helps to clean out the lungs. So we take a reasonably wide stance, a comfortable one. It's not about keeping the legs straight. It's not about stretching the back of the knees, none of that. We're just going to inhale as we raise our floppy wrists, and then we'll go as we come forward and flop with our hands through between our legs. So it's very gentle. When you come back up, it's nice and loose. We're not stretching the arms. So it's something like this. Inhale. Wait for your natural pause. And then you bend your knees as you go forward and inhale as we come up. I hope this isn't too strong for the microphone. Exhale as we come down with the arms. So we inhale as we raise the arms, exhale as we go floppy through between the legs. Inhale as we come up with the arms, exhale lower. So we'll try a few of these, and it's so you're getting that stale air out of the lower lobes of the lungs. When you're flopping down there, you're releasing your medicine ball, your head, you're releasing your neck muscles. You can do this dynamically, but I prefer, as always, doing it slowly. Right, traffic lights. Traffic warden, I should say. So heel toe your feet in. What we're going to do is we'll raise our arms. And you're trying not to lower the arms beyond this position. So we can make any movement, we can twist the torso, we can turn the hands, we can raise the arms, any movement, but you don't lower the arms beyond this position. The resting position is up here. So it's as if you're directing traffic warden. You can pretend you're in Asia and you're directing traffic with the traffic warden with the white gloves. It's mayhem. So for example, we inhale, I'll raise an arm. Exhale, anything you want. Inhale or turn the torso. Exhale. You get the idea. If you begin to feel a buildup of lactic acid, you go up to the resting position. If that doesn't give you enough relief, then you have a break. You start again. Three more breaths. And then from the resting position, stretch up, and stretch out, shoulders to elbows, elbows to wrists, wrists to fingertips. Slowly as you can. And you may find, as I have found now, they don't want to go down. I am not holding them up. They don't want to go down. Muscle memory. So you just wait. If you're doing this before work, call the boss and say you're going to be a bit late. But of course, we could be here all day. So if they really still don't want to go down, as mine don't, then you force them down. So before we go down into Shavasana, we'll do bow and arrow. So again, you get a comfortable stance at the edge of your mat, your heels at the edge of the mat, so you know they're in line. And we're going to swivel on our right heel. And just from experience, I know I need to edge my foot out a bit further. But we're going to be going into this position, the same as warrior 1 and 2. So we never want the knee beyond this position. It can be before the ankle, it can be on top of the ankle, but we never want it over like this. It's too strong for under the knee. So that's about right for me. Bow and arrow. So we're holding a bow. If I take my left hand around to pull on the string, it's too easy. So I have to really stretch out holding this bow, really stretch out. And then I come forward, get the string, pull it back, inhale, pull back, keep the elbow up. Take aim. You can stay in this position for as long as you want, as many breaths, because you're taking aim. And then let the arrow go. Fire the arrow. So again, you're stretching out. You're stretching right out. This is very strong in this. But you've got, it can be this, it can be this. Stretch out. Stretch for that string, pull it back. And last one, you can do as many as you wish, of course. Stretch, 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 pull back. Then you come out of it. Keep the same stance. Turn the right foot on the heel, turn the left. You're on the edge of the mat. And as with warrior 1 and 2, you're trying to get the inside of the knee to overtake the outside. You don't want the knee coming into the center of the mat because you'll lose your balance. And it keeps everything open. Check, because we're different on each side, of course, check that the stance is still good. I could probably go a little bit more. And a bit. There we go. Get your bow. Again, look, I can take my hand around and touch my wrist, no problem. That's no use. That means I'm not stretching. So, but look, if I stretch now and I can only get halfway down my arm. So I have to stretch out, pulling the string. Again, you can stay here for as many breaths you're waiting. Two more in your own time. Get the idea. Up we come. Turn around. Be careful if your mat's slippy. It's very hot here today. So my mat is slippy, and this is why we heel toe in, as opposed to leaning on one leg and that's how you damage yourself. So lie down in Shavasana, and I'll read out cave meditation. So get yourself comfortable. I keep saying the same things every week. Take the 30 seconds, take the minute, take the 90 seconds to check that you're comfortable. And then your relaxation is guaranteed. If you only have 10 minutes, set an alarm on your phone. Turn the ringer off, set an alarm, so you have 10 minutes of guaranteed relaxation. And you can completely shut off. So floppy feet. Check that your feet are floppy, so it releases the leg muscles. Check that your palms are facing upwards, slightly away from the torso, which opens the shoulders. Lift up the left shoulder and just ease it back down. Lift up the right and just roll it back down. Check that your chin is not painting the ceiling. Take your lower back and gently compress it onto the ground and release. Now remember, if Shavasana isn't for you, you've Advasana, which is lying on your stomach, which we've covered before. So find the one that's for you. You flapping fish pose, which is lying in the recovery pose on your side. So there's many different poses. Sitting in a comfortable chair. But get relaxed. and make the relaxation guaranteed. Cave meditation. Imagine a cave within yourself. Imagine a cave within yourself. A fire flickers. On your right is anger. Sadness to his left. Greed sits across the circle, talking to joy and jealousy. Some in the group are loud and strident, blustery and strong. Others are weaker, skinnier, with whispery voices. It is difficult to make head or tail of what is going on. These are your thoughts, desires, moods, and judgments. Ego, will, intellect. This is what you think of as you. But they are not you. While your guests are parts of your mind, they do not control or own you. They need attention and understanding in equal measure. They need acknowledgement without involvement. Do not follow the conversation of one over the other. Validate each one for what it is. Learn to befriend your inner landscape with respect and compassion. Learn to step back and be a journalist of your own mind. Learn to step back and be a journalist of your own mind. Thank you very much. As always, namaste, with much love.